Parenting for a Digital Future is a 3-year project where we conduct in-depth interviews with parents about their hopes and fears around digital technologies in their children's lives.
Parents are buying their children all kinds of media goods and devices for their homes these days, and we've been interested in the ways in which they are trying to manage the consequences of media in the bedroom, occupying every minute of the day.
There's a real disconnect between what parents are doing on the ground and the advice that they're given and the stories in the popular media.
That media environment is becoming very complex in terms of regulation, in terms of technology, and in terms of all the expectations that people have both for the media and indeed for how parents should bring up their children.
What we did with the policy brief was to map the current advice for parents.
What's striking is the degree to which that advice suggests that parents should be restricting the media, even that a good parent or that good parenting involves a day without media or time without media,
rather than to think about what some of the opportunities and benefits are of digital media.
So the question in our minds is, are there also positive uses that can be made of the media?
So for example, parents of children with special educational needs and disabilities may have particularly acutely felt hopes and fears around what digital media can bring to their children's lives.
And where can parents find advice to get that balance between managing the risks, not getting lost in the complexities, dealing with their many anxieties about the media, and yet also finding ways that the media can support children's education, communication and connection with the wider world?
The event was designed to look at the sort of advice being offered to parents about how they might mediate screen time, and brought together a number of stakeholders from academia, from NGOs, policymakers from Europe and the United Kingdom, and also the industry, both content creators as well as distributors of content. There were 3 sessions. The first session looked at what sort of advice is being offered to parents currently, and then talked with parents about how they mediate their children's screen use. The second session was led by an experimental developmental psychologist who looked at age-appropriate resources and how those might be developed. And finally, we heard from policymakers from a public service broadcaster, the BBC in the United Kingdom, and also from somebody who leads the audiovisual regulators in Europe, and how their policy is being formulated and what they require, what evidence they require to create that policy.
Parents are themselves increasingly digitally skilled, increasingly digitally interested. How can these parents find information that might help them positively engage with their children rather than just police and monitor?